The next presidential debate slug out is nearly upon us, and I can't wait. Hillary Clinton, of course, prepping in seclusion. Now, on the other hand, Donald Trump is still out on the campaign trail, including a town hall tonight in New Hampshire, presumably as practice for Sunday. So what should we expect from both candidates? My buffed and polished party panel joins me now. It's Catherine Timpf from the National Review. She's a reporter, also a correspondent on the Greg Gutfeld Show. Sabrina Schaefer is here, executive director of the Women's Independent Forum, and she's joined by Rick Unger, senior political contributor at Forbes and host of Steele and Unger. Sounds like a couple superheroes. That is on Sirius XM channel 124. Welcome to Thursday, everyone.
Yeah, hello.
It's just about to get crazy. Now, I say that Donald Trump is getting past the point of salvation. Not because he doesn't have a few tricks up his sleeve, but because the clock is winding down for him. And there are only so many more shifts we have left in the race. What do you think?
I think that we're going to see this weekend when the debate happens that he's going to bring out some more policy. I think we're going to hear a little bit more from him, which is interesting because I think everyone thinks of Hillary Clinton as sort of policy heavyweight, yet on certain issues, some of these women's issues, for instance, she actually hasn't unrolled that much, and I think that he's going to probably take a step in that direction.
Yeah, I think you're right. And when Kaine was pressed on the deficit by the moderator at Tuesday night's VP debate, I thought that he didn't have a very good answer either. And this is a really important issue. I mean, this is a critical issue for both of these candidates. They have to address debt service and the deficit, and I don't think that they have been honestly pushed by the moderators.
Well, neither side has been pushed on those issues.
Yeah.
And I agree that Trump does have to address policy. The good news for Trump is he does not have to win the debate. He just has to not lose again.
Yeah. Do you think that will be considered enough? Is that a win for him?
Because I don't think there's that many people who are undecided at this point. He just has to stop erosion, and he can do that if he doesn't lose. Now, on my issue with him on the policy, I don't think he has confidence on policy. And if you don't have confidence, you're afraid to put forth a point of view because somebody sitting across from you does have confidence.
And I think that made him seem defensive the entire time. Like, any time he was...
What was he worried about?
Having to actually explain himself. And if ever he was pressed on something, he got really mad. Like, even the, calling the Miss Universe fat thing, you just go, you just laugh it off. You don't say, well, no, I didn't. Any time in life, if you don't act like it's a big deal, then people won't think it's a big deal. Like, if you're, you're dating a guy, he's like, who are you texting? Don't be like, let me see your phone. Just be like, babe, relax. And then they'll forget all about it.
It's my manicurist.
Here's where I think that Trump, and I haven't been an outspoken supporter of Trump, but I think that this is where he has an advantage on Sunday night, and that is that politics is personal. And that's something that comes very naturally to him, even when he acts sort of foolishly in certain instances, and it's something that certainly does not come natural to Hillary Clinton. So I can imagine that she's taking these days now to sort of figure out how do I bring this down to a...
Okay, but here's to your point. Now, possibly. And I think she's a better debater than you think she's going to be because she is wooden, she is robotic, but all she does is practice. Yeah. Right. But to your point about Donald Trump, here is what should be an aloof billionaire, but he is the more relatable, and that's why he has so much support with blue-collar, working-class Americans, because they're like, that's my kind of guy. And intuitively, you wouldn't think that, but obviously he's reaching them, and if he can do that, if he can talk to those people and connect with them on that stage, it is going to be a very different dynamic. Now, the election is obviously still very much a nail-biter. Trump and Clinton fighting for every square inch in the battleground states. Now, just yesterday, a Monmouth University poll had Ohio split by just 2 points, 44-42 in favor of Clinton. And post-debate focus groups suggest Clinton is making gains with both millennials and undecided voters. And there are a lot of people out there who say, what are people waiting for in order to make up their minds? Let me give you a quick stat. In 2008, millennials, ages 29 to 35 at the time, 74% of them in 2008 said they would definitely vote. Obviously drawn into the race by the passion of Barack Obama and the thought of our first black president. Now, same age group, only 47% say they are likely to vote. Why is it so much lower?
Well, they're just not that excited. Look, what's interesting is what's happening in Ohio. The last poll that came out from Monmouth had Trump ahead by 5. So that's a pretty big swing. The question is, if what Hillary needs to have turn out is a little bit dicey right now. Yes, she's gaining with the millennials in terms of polling, but we don't know if she's going to gain with voter turnout. They're not excited.
Yeah.
It's not the only community she has to depend on. She needs the black community to turn out in big numbers, at least in certain states.
Yeah.
So this remains an issue. We don't know if that polling will translate to votes.
I don't think it's deciding which candidate. It's more people deciding whether or not to actually leave the House. That's going to be
I mean, but I guess you could make the argument that millennials are the least served by these two candidates.
Absolutely.
Yeah, plus Obama, he just was likable. She's trying to do the same things that he did with, making himself relevant, making herself relevant in pop culture, making these jokes. She's just not good at it, though.
Yeah.
He's good at it. You can't fake it with, like, the Pokemon go to the polls. I will never ever forget the Pokemon go to get out of my face, please, and never talk to me again.
But here's the thing with her, too, is that I think that, for a millennial, they've grown up in a world of customization, right? They can have their groceries delivered to their door. They can choose when and what they watch on TV. They can have their personal stylist for $20 a month. She's the absolute opposite of what they've grown up, in the world they've grown up with, right? She wants one size fits all for a generation that has literally no idea what that means.
That is one of the best points that I've heard. Like, this is a generation of customization, and you're absolutely right. I mean, whether it's an app, every business model, it's immediate and it is tailor-made just for you. It is a bespoke culture.
But he's no different.
And she is, but, with her, when you're talking about free college, when you're talking about health care, and you're talking about these one-size-fits-all policies, that's all she's got.
But that's all, I mean, it's a great point. It really is. But that's all anybody who's running for office has got.
No, not necessarily.
Well,
not when you're talking about...
Who has customized?
Anyone, Calvin Coolidge.
Okay.
Because
is he running?
Yeah, sure. I wish
yeah.
That's right. Thank you, Kat. Kat gets it. She gets it. All right, don't miss FBN's special live coverage of the second presidential debate. Of course, it's happening this Sunday night, starting with Trish Regan at 6 p.m. Eastern, followed by Lou Dobbs at 7, 4 in the West. Neo Cavuto is on at 8 p.m. I will be joining them in the Lou. That's a nickname for St. Louis. I'm not going to the bathroom with them. All right, coming up. Maybe. Obamacare is starting to become a top campaign issue. Can Donald Trump use the failing health care plan to his advantage over the next month? And a little later, why would Ron Paul try to divert voters from fellow libertarians Gary Johnson and William Weld in favor of the Green Party? I will ask him. That's coming up. Stay here.